Are you really prepared for a financial emergency?
Mm.
High inflation, interest rates have impeded the ability of many people to save money. How do you save more with less? In this article, it's going to talk about showing you a few options. So, according to if you notice you're not saving as much as you used to, you're not alone. Bankrate released its annual emergency savings report, and 73% of those surveys said they were saving less due to high inflation, changes in job statuses, or higher interest rates. What I found interesting that I thought was pretty interesting was emergency savings by age.
Mm.
I thought this one was interesting. And basically, what they asked was they asked, thinking of how much money, if any, you have in emergency savings, how comfortable or uncomfortable are you with your level of emergency savings now? Gen Z said they are uh, 37% comfortable,
Mm. Interesting.
63% said they weren't comfortable.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what they're
So,
saying.
so I'll do it on the reverse.
Yeah.
Millennial, so millennials said 60% of millennials said they were not comfortable, they were uncomfortable with their emergency savings.
Wow.
Gen X, 66%
So
not
it's the
comfortable.
same.
Baby boomers, 51%.
Okay, so they okay.
And then just the overall aggregate uh, of
60.
the survey is 59%.
Wow. Man.
59%. And so let's keep going. The commonality among these surveyed, 2 in 3 Americans shared the concern they wouldn't be able to cover their living expenses for the month if they encounter a job loss.
2 out of every 3?
Yeah.
Oh, if they encounter job loss. Okay, I didn't hear that last part.
If you lose your job
Talking about
one month,
the month out?
like one month,
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah, that's
one month, you making life choices after one month.
dang, man.
So factors, I'll keep going. Factors influencing people saving less. The cost of living continues to rise, prompting more individuals and households to turn to credit cards when in a bind. I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm not laughing at the step, but like I think about when that movie, I'm in a bind, Nate.
Right.
And she had to do something strange for a little bit of change. That was yeah.
And it, I mean, it definitely can feel like overwhelming, especially when you're just starting and you're like, oh, I don't have nothing saved. How am I? It's like a mountain I gotta climb. How am I gonna save anything up? But man, you just gotta go slow. But we can keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's tough, right? Because you can easily say, "Oh, go make more money."
Right.
But we know just because you're making more money, are you even being a good steward of that money?
Mm.
And are you being check to check? So 6 figures, not 6 figures, it gets interesting. Man, we be spending too much, man. That's why we be broke, man. Well, I'm not broke, but like I'm just saying, like, just as Americans, and you sit around and you're like, dang, how can we improve that number?
I mean, they might hit Patreon before I start giving answers. But now the first thing that hit my head was we're driving in the number. We're driving around in it. That's one of the first things.
Mm. I was listening to a guy that's a marketer, and he says something so deep, like because he's a marketer. So just for context, y'all, if you still listening, hopefully you are. Um, on YouTube, I'm gonna give you this one. On YouTube, the content that people really want to see is the juicy stuff. It's the gossipy stuff. It's the relationship stuff. It's the world is crashing, coming down. It's ending every day, and you just feed the beast, and you can make a whole lot of money. And so the point that he was making is that's what people want,
Yeah.
and so they seek it out, and so it's a market for it. And the creator just give them what they want.
Right. I don't know if you can you hear this? I got bagpipes going on outside.
Now we can't hear you.
All
It's
right.
off.
That's
And
funny.
and so tying it back to you said folks driving around in
10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Man, I saw an
it,
article there, Derrick Henry, the Ravens running back.
yeah,
They talking about $100 million running back. Like the headline was $100 million running back pulls up to the stadium in a $30,000 car, trying to imply that that's a low amount. I'm like, bruh, we talking like, was he
yeah,
supposed to pull up in a spaceship? Because it was like a snow day or something. So he put up in like his safe car, talking about, oh, it just shows how financially savvy Derrick Henry is. No, I think it shows the opposite. Why do we think that that's like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like not the opposite of Derrick Henry. I think it shows that we just are so used to seeing the opposite.
yeah, yeah. No, I got you. I know what you mean. You know, the article is talking about you need a budget and all of that, and I agree. I would say that if you are that person and you have budgeted, but you just don't make enough money, you do need to make more money. Whether that be exploring a career change, a job change, whatever that looks like. I know what you're saying. Oh, Ken, it's gonna be hard. Yes, it's gonna be hard, and no, it's not gonna be fixed overnight because that's the other thing that sells on YouTube. Six figures in 30 days. I'm
Right.
sorry, that's just not. I have never seen that play out in my personal experience. Maybe it's real, but I've never seen it. Not to be a dream killer on that one. Maybe it's possible, but I live in reality, so that I haven't seen that. But maybe, or are you that other person where you just overspending and you just racking up debt, and you make six figures, make
Mm.
good money. It's you got to really decide if you really want to fix it because the things that you're buying, you want that more than you want to actually transform your financial future. And that's not a convincing thing. Like you got like either you want to change or you don't want to change. And so it's an interesting dynamic. Um yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man. So I guess well, I ask you this. So if you could talk to, because I'm sure you got your emergency fund built out and all that, but if you could speak to Ken, who was like writing down, coming up with the plan of, okay, I'm gonna do my emergency fund, build it up to this much, and I guess what would you say to motivate him to be like, nah, keep going, like what would he wanted to hear? What would have helped him?
One, ensure that if you're going down the path of corporate America, choose a career path that you're interested in that also has value in the marketplace that companies want to pay. Like, look at the trajectory and does it have multiple six figure trajectory?
Mm,
Not what what happens is people pick things and then try to like they need to pay. I deserve more. Like
right.
no one values that in that way. You value it in that way, but the marketplace is telling you something different, and it's showing up in your salary. So that's why number one, it doesn't need to be something that you don't enjoy, but go and pick a top five. You remember I used to tell you to pick a top five, top 10. I used to tell you this same thing years
Yes.
ago. Top five, top 10, and then you just stack rank them of like of the ones that you're interested in and make sure it has six-figure multiple potential and it's going to be high in demand in the future. And then go down the path. It's not going to be perfect. Oh, like wither down to, all that. Well, that's one. Two, start where you are because your income is going to keep increasing. So go ahead and knock out your emergency fund, get that out the way, be done with it, be done with it. That way you don't have to be in that space forever. Three, you need to make sure that you keep debt to a minimal. Bad debt, uh, bad debt that harms you. Keep that to a minimal. Stay lean. Stay down. Don't psych yourself out and just go along. And you see other people doing things, just keep running your race. Don't worry about what other people got going on. Four, you got to invest. You can't save your way to wealth. You have to invest. Stock market. The stock market is not a casino. That's a lie. That's a lie. People build wealth in the stock market. And also, a option is real estate. Whether you house hack, get a duplex, live in it for a while, get in there, rent it out for a while. Because when you're younger, you can do it a lot. When you start getting married, people start having certain lifestyle. Like when you're younger, you still kind of in that mentality of college mindset of used to being in the dorm, and so roommate situations. So you're kind of still in that mindset, and so
Right.
sometimes it's easier to do it there than later in life. So
Right.
like start that path of investing in yourself and just doing those things alone, you'll become a millionaire just off of doing that.
Mm.
It's not a sexy plan, it's just dollar cost averaging into the market, putting money in your 401k. It's really not that complicated. Now, sure, there's some advanced aspects of things that you could pursue, but just from a basic 20-year-old Ken, 19-year-old Ken, do run that play while continuing to learn, educate yourself, network, and see the opportunity that you can fine tune some of that to where maybe you can bring that I say quantum leaps, where there could be some opportunity for some quantum leaps, but you still have to be patient though. Like so, like don't be trying to force stuff to happen, like and mess up your situation. It don't mean don't take risk, but like if you just run that play, you'll be a multimillionaire
You know,
by the time you're 40.
it sounds like something my man